Hello guys, my name is Ben, and today I'm going to tell you about of anime, how not to summon a demon lord. So guys, I know my English is so bad, but I hope you understand me. Well, subscribe to my channel and enjoy watching this video. Let's go! Takuma is a lonely gamer who plays an MMORPG game as Diablo, the true demon lord. He is accidentally summoned into an alternate world, and his MMO character and his summoners are an elephant cat girl, and they kiss him on his cheeks. They are arguing about who summoned him, but Diablo realizes that he's in the middle on his MMORPG game, Cross Reverie. He commands the girls in his demonic voice to shake each other's hands, and they obey him. He puts a chain around their neck. They walk together away from the tower, and the girls are disappointed that the ritual has failed. Diablo realizes that it is because of his demon lord ring, which allowed him to reflect their enslavement spell onto them. Instead, he tells them that no magical abilities will have any effect on him, as he can reflect in their head into town to see if they can have the magical powers. Dispelled on their way, the elf girls introduce herself, along with the cat girl to Diablo. She is Shirla L. Greenwood, and the cat girl is Rem Galu. They call Diablo a rare summon creature, but the Diablo instead call himself a demon lord. This impresses Shira, because she somehow managed to summon the demon lord. They check in at the end where they are created. By the innkeeper they are arguing about who will be sharing the room with Diablo. As they can't afford free rooms, they continue fighting, with the innkeeper instead forces them also to stay in the same room with him. On a single bed a woman called Seals enters the room, and Diablo recognizes her as the head of the maid's assassination. She sees the slave's colors on the two girls, and is confused about how this occurred. They explain to her how they failed to summon Diablo, and how they are now stuck with their colors. Diablo demands to know why her business is, and a man comes in attempting to act like a typical knight in shining armor. Diablo however puts fear into his bones, as the man walks away like a coward. Seals leaves, and Diablo asks Rem about her relationship with Seals. Rem refuses to tell him anything, but Diablo realizes this could be a story event that could turn into a disaster later. Also, he takes her back into his room to torture her. Diablo tortured her by tickling her cat ears and grabbing her tail, which eventually breaks. Rem silence. She makes sure she is okay before going on to learn about the secret she is hiding. She reveals that she has the demon lord Krebscom sealed within her body, and Diablo recalls that this demon lord was the strongest boss in the game. She tells him that she only wishes to release and get rid of this demon lord from her body, as it has caused her great sadness and loneliness. Diablo tells her that he thinks this will kill Ramin, learns that this is the real reason. She now seals rather than abandoning her. Diablo promises that he will help Rem and that he will never leave her. Sad, this makes Rem emotional, and she thinks she can finally trust someone. Diablo goes on a walk around town, reflecting about this entire day, and she is used to being a lonely person. He is approached by the same guy that was following Seals, and he is ready to fight him. He uses his power to summon a giant rain salamander that is level 13. This is a fearsome boss that could destroy the city. However, Diablo realizes that it is way beneath his level, and that it won't pose a single problem. The salamander unleashes a fire blaze toward Diablo, but our overpowered protagonist stands there unharmed. The mage tells to Dragon to summon another fire attack towards Diablo music. However, it does absolutely nothing, and he is level 115. He takes out his wand and casts a single explosion that destroys the salamander. In its place, the mage demands to know who Diablo is, and he states that he is a true demon lord from another world. He wakes up the next day and sees blood next to him. He decides to develop it. He can't control himself, so he continues developing plot. They head to the Adventurers Guild to determine their level, and to be able to go on quest, they could sign a contract. And Shira says that she needs his blood. It's time to finish the approval. He manages to bleed everywhere. Somehow Shira faces a mirror to determine her level, and she finds out that he is only level 30, which disappoints her. Diablo goes next, and the mirror begins overflowing with energy and causing chaos. To ensure, the guildmaster appears and invites them to her room. She tells them that she has never encountered this before and will likely be unable to offer any quest for Diablo that will suit him. Diablo however will still join us. He only cares about obtaining rewards, so he can continue living with the girls. The guildmaster decides to assign them to kill a giant snake hidden in the woods. On their way they are surrounded by a group of elves, and Diablo casts Burst Rain to set the woods on fire and lure out the people ambushing them. The elves are here to take Shira away with them, but Shira refuses to go back with them, and she doesn't want to marry her brother and bear his child. They aim their bows at Diablo, but they are ineffective. arrive. Their leader appears and readies a magical blow. However, it still doesn't do anything to Diablo. Diablo gets angry, so he cuts Frisia and freezes the entire field. Into Ice Elves, his follower appears again, but is beaten down by Diablo and Rem. Shira tells the elves that she will never come home and that they should leave her. Alone that night, Shira decides that she wants to reward our man in a special manner. Rem, however, interrupts them. Diablo is back in the Guildmaster office and she assigns them a special request that was made specifically for Diablo. The person who made the request was Seals, and they think she may be the reason behind the recent attacks. Rem states that she doesn't want to accept it as she cares for Seals and doesn't think she's a bad person. Diablo tells her that she doesn't have to oppose her and that she will never make her do something she doesn't want to do. Rem agrees that she will stay behind as they are leaving the guild. A true knight in shining armor appears, Emil, who confronts Diablo. He is not only a level 15 warrior, but he is also the ally of women. He is here to save the day from the demon lord that has enslaved Rem and Shira. They attempt to explain it is a misunderstanding by Diablo. To excite, Emil uses sword smite against Diablo, but he parries the blow with his wand. Emil attempts to use another sword skill called Oswald, but is knocked out before he could unleash his skills. Emil, however, attempts to attack Diablo again, but Shira and Rem stop him and explain the situation. Emil apologizes for his behavior and that he will become friends with them. He reintroduces himself and tells him that he will always support them. While walking towards the bridge, Shira suggests they bathe in the river as there hasn't been enough plot development in a while, but Diablo refuses. They reach the bridge and are informed that there is likely a large army of demons heading. This way one of the soldiers is afraid of them, but Diablo tells him that he shall protect them. Shira realizes that they may be here to resurrect. Krebskull and Diablo realizes there. After Rem, meanwhile, Seals tells Rem that she got rid of her insubordinate servants for his actions, and she questions her about Diablo. Rem does her best to defend Diablo, telling her how much of a kind person he truly is. The guy comes in a game. He reveals a dagger and is ready to get stabbed. Rem attempts to stop him, but is too late, and he transforms into a giant beast. At the same time, demons approach the castle. A giant goblin approaches Diablo, but Diablo just punches him away. The leader of the demons, Adelgard, appears in the two fights. Rem and Seals run outside of the inn to escape. However, they are unable to get away from the beast. Rem summons her own monster, but it gets destroyed quickly, and their last hope, Emil, comes landing in and attempts to fight the goblin. He is weak against it, but he continues to fight and doesn't give up as he is a defender of all women. Diablo continues to fight against Adelgard and attempts to show him that his powers are useless. Against him, Adelgard uses sacrifice church against Diablo, but it is useless against him. Diablo realizes that he could use this to his advantage by demoralizing the enemy. However, this is the first time Diablo has received any damage. He casts a grand magic spell and warns Adelgard to go away, or he will destroy the entire field. However, she naively rejects his offer, and Diablo casts his White Nova. Fire in the entire field gets eviscerated and the demon already disappears, but Adelgard has somehow managed to survive. Diablo realizes that Rem is likely in danger, so he casts a return to teleport back to town. Emilia is defeated and is about to die, but Diablo comes in to save the day and sends the goblin flying backwards. He thanks Emil for his hard work and assures him that he will protect everyone. Grigori launches a dark bullet, but the spell is instantly reflected against him. Using Diablo's ring, the dumb goblin hasn't learned anything yet, so she casts Dark Press, but it's again reflected onto him, and Diablo makes it even stronger. He tells him that he will show him no mercy, as he has killed many people on his field. He casts a black hole, which sucks up the goblin into a what Rem runs to grab Diablo and thanks him. Diablo states that he will always protect his slave, and it is his proper Seals realizes that there may actually be a good demon lord after all, and they both make Diablo forget everything. The guildmaster, however, interrupts Diablo's opportunities and tells him that they must hand Shira over to the elves, or there will be a war. The lord of the city asks that Diablo prevents this war from occurring. Shira is surprised that this is actually going to happen and asks Diablo if he'll accept the quest of preventing the war from happening. Diablo wants to refuse this quest due to the fact that it involves a war being waged. However, the guildmaster reveals that Shira's brother has put a huge bounty on her head, and this makes Diablo leave it. He tells her that he will accept the quest and meet with the lord of the city. They enter the lord's manor and are told all the information the guildmaster has about the lord. When they arrive, they are introduced to the lord and he happens to be a very cold and vicious man. The guild master introduces the party to the leader of the city, and they also decide to introduce themselves. The leader of the city introduces himself, and Diablo is nervous, and he has no idea how she should best introduce himself. He struggles to find the balance between his demon lord act or a humble person act. The leader of the city tells him that he has heard Diablo as a demon lord from another world, and Diablo replies, "Should I reduce you to ashes to prove what a child old?" The girls are scared, but the leader of the city ignores it. As a funny remark, he tells them about the possible war that will ensue using the map, and tells them that this could be avoided by handing Shira over. He asks Shira why she doesn't want the life of luxury that she could be given, and she tells him that she wishes to find her own worth alone, and that she could never find anywhere else. Diablo states that being free is a difficult thing to achieve, however, it is one of the most worthy goals that should be strived toward. Once the leader understands, he introduces them to a woman called Alisa Cristilla. She is the strongest imperial knight they have, and she will be assisting them after introducing herself. She hands the guild master a bag of gold as reparations for being unable to assist in the previous battle. Felicia talks with Shira and has a bonding moment with her as she happens to understand how Shira has felt Diablo is jealous that Alisa is able to socialize so well. Alicia tells him that she has immense respect towards him for protecting the people from the goblin. Diablo is frustrated by this, but realizes that he should avoid talking with her before she reveals his act. He demands that she never speak seriously with him again, and Alisa promises that she will obey him. They head towards a weaponsmith, and Diablo wants to get a weapon that will allow him to better deal with opponent he purchased as a size, and Ram tells him that it is so big and long. Pigedi, as they are walking away to buy potions, they're ambushed, and bounty hunters of Shira, a lot of them, attempt to ambush him, but Ram and Alicia take care of them. Diablo runs in super speed to catch up to the opponents, and Emil appears to corner them and destroy them. Emil learns about the bounty hunt that has been placed on Shira, and they ask him what he will do. About it, Emil is always changed that he will be the protector of all women, and that he will defend Shira. She leaves, and Alicia apologizes for letting this happen, and pledges that she will not allow this to happen again. Diablo tells her that she shouldn't be so hard on herself, and tells her that she should instead be more self-compassionate. She has no idea how to take advice. Alicia is hungry, and they go to a cafe. As the cafe sales visits them and tells them that she has found a way for Diablo to take off the slave collars of Rem and Shira. She leads them to a cover where there is a slave merchant. Inside, the owner greets the group and thinks Diablo is attempting to sell his slaves. Diablo yells at her for being wrong, but she notices that there is an immense amount of energy flowing from his body. Shira also says that she can see Diablo's body, which shocks Rem and Alicia. The slave's owner also sees the enormous amount of energy coming from Rem and asks her if she is pregnant with a demon. Diablo interrupts her, and Rem asks if Shira has been able to see her magical ability. This entire time Shira explains that she has which is why he picked her to be her adventure partner. Rem says she is glad Shira is such an idiot, and leaves. Diablo demands that they learn how to remove the collars. The slave master tells Diablo that he needs to remove the slave collar through magical flow, and with the physical contact Juan develops, Diablo finds a threat and attempts to follow it. Deeply with a magical energy emanates into the room as he unleashes his power. At night, Diablo reveals that he was unable to finish the ritual because the magical knots were extremely hard to follow, and he was unable to untie them. Diablo hears the sound of a flute coming from outside, and a young male elf is standing outside. The elf introduces himself as Shira's brother. Diablo is extremely angry and yells at him for putting a bounty on his sister's head. He tells him that she will never hand Shira over to him, but her brother simply states that he was happy to see his sister is in good health. He apologizes for the bounty, but Shira isn't convinced. By his act, her brother proceeds to ask if Shira wants to come with him or stay with Diablo, and she states that she wants to stay with Diablo. He states that he will be polite and leave, but he will be back again tomorrow to ask again politely. If Shira still doesn't want to come with him, he will simply never come back. Or brother them again. Diablo thinks there is no way Shira would ever think that at night Shira stays up talking with Rim, telling her about her dream. She wishes to open a cafe with them where Ren is waitress, and Diablo is a serial. Rem asks her why they are involved in her dreams, and Shira states that it's because they are her first friend here, and she cherishes Sam. Rem says she is sorry because she is unable to be a part of her plan for now, as she has a burden to deal with. They play with each other, and the poor demon lord can sleep in an elf territory. Shira's brother sits on top of a tree where he plays his flute. He states that he will have Shira be his again, and that she will bear his child. Diablo has a dream of when when he was a child where two of his friends were playing with him and asked him stronger equipment in a game. They called him his friend, and the next day he came running to play with them again. However, he just found out they were calling him a weird kid and that they just used him to get his equipment. Rem and Alicia leave to report about their encounter, and Diablo starts to create a potion to make sure he is prepared for what will come. As he tells with Shira, he hears the flute playing again in the distance, and Shira's mind appears to leave her, but she tells him that she will no longer stay with him and that she will be leaving home. Shira lives on a carriage with her brother, but Diablo doesn't ask her, instead he goes and lays in his bed extremely sad about what just happened. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you understand me and my bad English. Well, you have been with you. See you later. Bye bye!